No, it's not a full. You can't wear things that obscure your face to a Magic tournament. That was a good draw. Setting us up to play Gideon nice and early here. Boop, 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 boop. Hey, it's looking like we might get paid off for our choice of Supreme Verdicts as opposed to other sweepers here. Opponent appears likely playing Grixis Death Shadow based on their opener here. Could be a control deck or a brew still, but probably Shadow. Worth noting here that they buried their swamp. So this Field of Ruin could potentially cut them off of black at some point. In the United States, any money that you make, you need to pay taxes on. Probably in most countries, you need to pay taxes on. I say subscriptions are the best way to support me because that's consistent. Most people, when they subscribe to a channel, they resubscribe most months. So having consistent, predictable income is ideal when you are an adult with commitments. So if I see, you know, I look at what my subscriber count is, I probably should have logic knotted that while I was talking. So the reason why I didn't logic knot their Death Shadow there is because I was talking to the chat about taxes and supporting the content rather than because there was a strategic reason not to logic knot them. 10 out of 10 should have used my resources there efficiently as opposed to just not spending my mana on turn 2. That's generally the answer to why didn't I make the good play. It's because I was doing something else and missed it. Consistent income is ideal as an adult. Yep. Yep. So, Crucible is worse with Field of Ruin because, what's the word I'm searching for? Field of Ruin can't kill basic land. So with Crucible, you could eventually lock people out of the game. And Field of Ruin requires mana to use every single turn. I'd really like a Verdict or removal spell here. I think I'm gonna Snap Visions here. That's pretty good. Let's bottom that, top this. Oh, you know what? I messed up here. I 10 out of 10 should have left that other card on top or not snap back to the thing here because now this is exposed to Thoughtseize. This card was safer on the top of my deck until I could cast it next turn. It's a really small thing, but we could definitely get punished for the sequencing here. Like, getting to set up my Scries for next turn is nice, but having the card that I want to be able to cast next turn be in my hand against a Thoughtseize deck is a real liability. Yep. Yep. Just instantly punished. I think it was right to snap back the Serum Visions, so I should have just left the Logic Knot on top of my deck to leave the Supreme Verdict there. Yeah, at some point 3 or 4 generations ago, someone on my father's side immigrated from the Netherlands, but my family's been in the United States for a very long time. Several generations. I'm a born and bred American mutt. And now we're very dead, right? And now we're very dead. This helps us dig. If they stub this, I'm gonna negate them, I think. Aim very loudly and very belligerently American. Maybe I'm lucky and they don't have another fetch or a shock here. You know. That's not gonna be what happens, but if they don't have another fetch, shock, or street wraith that they can't deal damage to themselves, it could be okay here. Whoa, if they have to double attack Gideon here if they want to take it off the table. Which would be good for us. Sweet. Alright, so we get a bunch of looks at a Supreme Verdict here. We have 2 more of them in our deck. And by a bunch, I mean like 2. Maybe I was supposed to field in response to that trigger, and then I could activate Search for Azcanta and flip it, because even if I... Yeah, I think that's what I was supposed to do. And knock them off their red mana here before I play this Jace. Yeah, I think this was a bad sequencing on my part again. And decks like blue-white control, they just aren't powerful enough in Modern in general for you to be able to make mistakes like I've made this game and still be able to come away a victor. So when a deck in general has a low power level, you have to play much better with it in order to extract every small percentage point that you could possibly get, because the power level of the deck itself isn't going to be able to carry you to victory like some of the better decks in the format would. Man, this Jace card's really oppressive, chat. Can anyone else believe that they... Oh, we're just dead. See if they target Thoughtseize here. Thoughtseize is lethal. Yeah, so my missequencing here definitely cost us. If I would have floated the Supreme Verdict, we'd have just, like, destroyed them. Alright, anyways, moving onward, upward to the post-board matches. These are coming in. This is coming out. This is coming out. These Snapcaster Mages are coming out. Is this a Wreckage or Elspeth matchup? Probably not. Cryptic Command could be a fine cut. I guess if I cut those, I can put these in. Yeah, let's do it. I think Settle is fine. Maybe I could bring in a Dispel because it's like a stub of my own. I think I just want to max on removal. Just want like maximum ways for them to be able to kill their stuff. Would you not consider blue-white a tap 10 to 15 deck? I have no idea. Arbitrarily ranking decks in Modern. I just like, I'm just gonna give you, I'm not gonna arbitrarily rank things in Modern. You know I'm gonna tell you how I'd rank things in Modern? Let's just go look at the actual results of things. Let's just go, where is it? Click on my name. Click on, nope, it was 3 weeks ago at this point. 2 weeks ago. Modern data dive. What were the top 10 decks? Where's my data source? There's my data sheet. These are the decks in Modern. Where is it? Where was blue-white control? Blue-white control. Find. Control F. You white. Oh, lordy. Was it even on here? It has to be, right? Why isn't my find feature working? Oh, right, because this is... Blue-white control was in the 26 to 35 range for decks that have performed well post Bloodbraid unbanning. This hand is not keepable, right? This doesn't do anything. I'm gonna keep this with a scry. The Glacial Fortress feels real bad, though. Get like 3 looks at a land, kind of. If you're interested in seeing the data in the spreadsheet I just pulled up, I tabularized it and wrote about it on Gathering Magic. There's the link. So instead of like making up arbitrary crap that people are just like, these are my top 10 power rankings, let's just like look at the actual facts, and like those are the actual facts. There's no bias in there. The actual spreadsheet that I just pulled up on screen is linked at the very bottom of that article. They get to take my Serum Visions here, which sucks, but hopefully we rip a land. I don't believe in facts. That sounds like some Fox News stuff. Facts? The fake media uses them facts all the time. We live in a post-fact world, right? I really feel like they're just going to take my Serum Visions here just because I have two ways to kill their stuff, but they might just take the Path to Exile and hope I brick on things, because like their deck is kind of threat life. Their deck is kind of threat life. What next? The Earth is round. You crazy science people. Yeah, they took the Path. Okay. I think I like taking the Path. Like, hoping I brick is kind of greedy. Now I really wish they would have taken the Serum Visions. Lands? Ew. God, these are great, right? Just all these. That was a one-off extras. It takes a lot of tedious work to keep that updated. I just wanted to tabularize that for myself. I'll probably stop linking it in a week or two. Like, after a month, the data's kind of lagged, right? Like, it takes a lot of work. I really wish, like, MTG Top 8 or MTG Goldfish would, like, make it easy to, like, have that type of information on their sites. Just, like, filter out all of the MTGO crap from the leagues that are biased. Should hire an intern, right? Alright, cut him off of black. Nah, I don't think that's strictly true extras. At least not in a format like Modern. I think Large Modern is mostly Large Modern. There's an open in there. The Owl stream is this Sunday. I'm gonna bottom this. I'm gonna top the search for Azcanta. Next year we can go tapped land search. If this is a threat, we can Celestial Purge it potentially. Looks like a Delve threat. Yeah. Alright, so they know about Spreading Seas and Purge here. I think I'm just going to try and spread them and keep them off their colors. They probably have a stub. Yep. If you read the article on Gathering Magic, I explain why League data is biased, and I provide a link to the Wizards of the Coast summary of where Wizards of the Coast explains why and how they're going to bias their data because they're idiots. Man, these Supreme Verdicts are just, like, not safe in our hands. Dear Supreme Verdict, please stop being in my hand and start being on top of my deck. So I'm going to upkeep Celestial Purge this. The reason why we're purging on my opponent's upkeep is because if they have a Snapcaster Mage, I would prefer they snap Stubborn Denial on their turn, so that way it ties up their mana for a turn cycle, rather than letting them snap Stub on my turn so they get to use their mana efficiently. Or if they just have a regular Stubborn Denial. The Search for Azcanta is going to get to flip next turn, but we are on a 3-turn clock. I mean, if they gave us all the data, we'd get to see Panglacial Worm 2. We would just also get to paint an accurate picture. Settle the Wreckage. I feel like I can't bin a removal spell here. Although I guess I get to... Yeah, I'm gonna bin that and activate Search. I get to flip this. Probably finds me a removal spell. Could find me Verdict this turn. Ding! Boom, 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 boom. Ding, 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 ding. Beep, 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 beep. Let you sort by live events in the last 2 months. Yeah, I didn't want to count SCG IQ's Wannabe Beetle. I intentionally didn't want to count tournaments that were like 20 and 30 players. That's a pretty significant amount of the tournaments that are on MTG Top 8 are like these piss shit small tournaments. So I think those create some bias and obscure the results too. Like, a lot of IQs are really small and they're not terribly competitive. We have 3 more paths in our deck. Let's hopefully find another one here. This is just like the story of my life. Story of my search for Azcanta life. A fucking tilt. Yeah, I didn't attack with the Colonnade because if they had Fatal Push, we were probably going to lose the game. And when I've played the Death Shadow side of these matchups before, you leave Fatal Pushes in explicitly so you don't die to Celestial Colonnade. Maybe they don't have another stub. Decks that get on the board quickly are good against Ponza. Decks that combo quickly. We're dead to a Lightning Bolt here. Hello, Declan. How are you doing? Are you being good for your mother? Declan Scott. Declan Scott. Alright, did the Culligan's command here with the Snapcaster Mage. Which I assume means we're dead. If we're really lucky, they're gonna attack this Gideon. Milled the Culligan's command. You're saying there's a chance. This is good for us. So hopefully we hit a verdict here. Snapcaster Mage is also pretty good since there's a verdict in our bin. If we draw an untapped land, we can also Azcanta into a verdict. So a lot of live ones. It's a path to exile. Huh. It's unfortunate we didn't draw land for the turn. I feel like I want this Blessed Alliance. It's like a fog, basically. Maybe I'm supposed to take the Verdict and just hope not to die next turn. Hope not to get it discarded. Yeah, maybe I'm just supposed to take the Verdict there because it cleans the board up nicely. I think I'm just using this to gain 4 here. I kind of just want to be resource efficient since Azcanta is taxing my mana so much. So this keeps us alive through a Culligan's Command, which is decent. They could have Stub plus Culligan's Command here and kill us, but I think if they have that combination of cards, they're probably not winning the game regardless. Yeah, looks like another Delve Threat. Yeah, I think I messed up and should have taken the Supreme Verdict last turn rather than the Blessed Alliance. We'd be at 1 right now, but we'd be in a much better spot with a follow-up threat that it looks like they have. We bottomed 1 Supreme Verdict, so even if we hit a... That's a Spreading Seas. Alright, I think I'm going to start with that. Just take them off of red mana. Verdict. We'll continue treading water. I'm pathing this now because I don't want them to activate it. Yeah, we're dead. We're dead. Yeah, I think that turn I could have attacked with the Colonnade. I think chat's right that maybe that's the, if they have Fatal Push, we probably can't win. I don't know. I'd have to go back and think about it. Like, we definitely had spots where we could have, like, drawn other stuff to, like, keep ourselves in the game. I just feel like we just, like, lose the game on the spot if they have Fatal Push. And, like, I was in a position where I didn't have to lose the game on the spot if they had Fatal Push. Anyway, thank you everyone for hanging out here today. Welcome. My name is Jeff Hoagland. I'm a full-time TCG player and content producer here on Twitch. We're streaming for 12 hours today, all modern, to celebrate all of my wonderful subscribers that support me in doing this full-time. If you're enjoying what you see, please consider becoming one of my subscribers. My subscribers allow me to do what I do as often as I do it. You can also support my content by supporting my sponsors. MTGOtraders.com will buy and sell some Magic Online cards with you. If you use code Hoagland PayPal at checkout with them, you'll save 8% on your singles orders there. CoolStuffInc.com buy and sells a lot of cool stuff, including TCG singles using promo code Jeff5. You can save 5% on Magic, Pokemon, and Yu-Gi-Oh cards with them. InkedGaming.com would love to help you customize your gaming experience using code Jeff12. You can save 12% on custom playmats, mousepads, binders, and bags with them. And finally, this stream is made possible by viewers like Anironics and you. Anironics like to remind you to make sure you hit that follow button. It doesn't cost you anything. It helps other people find my stuff. It lets you know when I go live and with what. If you can't catch me when I go live, be sure to check out my YouTube channel as well, youtube.com/Jeff Hoagland. And with the brand new Twitch Prime support. And there's a lot of great streamers out there, so thanks for choosing to put your Amazon fun money towards this channel this month. I really do appreciate that. You should have pathed it on your turn when they only had 3 mana and only 1. No, they were spreading seas, so they definitely had 2 blue mana available. I remember that turn, and they had 2 blue mana available, I'm fairly certain. Virulent 7 with the brand new Twitch Prime support as well. Thank you, and welcome. I appreciate that next level of support. Pretty reasonable hand on the play. Seems fine. Turn 2, search for Azcanta. We spreading seized them. They had 3 blue sources because we'd spreading seized them. Maybe I'm misremembering, but I'm pretty sure they had 3 blue. Wheel of Sun and Moon is not one-sided, rest in peace. That's very inaccurate. It's a very disingenuous statement. Rest in peace is a lot more than preventing cards from just entering the graveyard. Removing the cards that are already in the graveyard is a big deal. Rest in peace, also removing the cards from your graveyard is valuable because it turns off Tarmogoyfs. I don't know what you mean. I don't know what a bit your screen is a bit off means. I need you to use actual English, please. I think Path's a good draw here. That could have been that. We kind of want another land, but Path to Exile is pretty valuable in this matchup. I mean, most people don't make money going to Magic tournaments. Like, the amount of money you make actually playing Magic tournaments is very insignificant. The amount of money I've made from people subscribing on Twitch for the first 3 months of this year is more than the net profit that I made in the 3 years I spent playing lots of Magic tournaments. Now, that being said, I wasn't playing Magic tournaments strictly for the money. I was playing Magic tournaments because playing Magic is fun and going to tournaments is something I was enjoying doing, right? Like, I didn't need money from the Magic tournaments to be a job. But most of the people who go to Magic tournaments, even the ones you see at a lot of Magic tournaments, aren't doing it for the money. The money is not good traveling to Magic tournaments. They're playing lots of Magic tournaments because playing Magic and playing lots of tournaments is something they enjoy doing. Yeah, I agree, Mage. Field of Ruin is much worse here on average. March Mach 9 Blumpkin, I think I missed that one there. Thank you very much for the brand new tier 1 sub. I do appreciate that. Thank you for helping me do what I do here. How does Anoronic sponsorship compare to top 8 at an STG event, right? If you're playing Magic, yeah, you're not wrong. You're either bad at math or you don't have a lot of other marketable life skills, is probably what it comes down to. I think I'm just going to hold this Cryptic Command up here. We're kind of in a bad spot, right? I think I'm just bouncing this. God, this feels rancid. I think I'm bouncing this Blinkmoth Nexus. Just like to not take a hit from it next turn. Maybe no, this was wrong. I should have bounced the Cranial Plating, right? Yeah, this is super wrong. I could have bounced this and then Logic Knotted it on the way back down next turn. Yeah, that's definitely what should have happened. Although, Spreading Seas is pretty good. Let's spread them off this Ink Moth. Yeah, 10 out of 10 should have bounced this. Land? Ding. Alright, so we get to put Big Gids into play next turn. Which will fog for at least a turn. Maybe I'm just Cryptic Command, or maybe I'm just Verdicting next turn. Going to 7 here. I'm sorry, going to 6. Sure. Path. Yeah, I'm gonna bin this. I just want Snapcasters and Paths. That's a great draw. Alright, sweet. So I get to shoot this, and then cast Supreme Verdict, and suddenly we're in an okay spot. You could argue that I'm an entertainer for money more than playing Magic, right? Like, yeah, I think we're in a pretty good spot now. They could sneak in something really good here. Like, if they rip Etch Champion, we're going to be a little bit under the gun, but like, with this search for Azcanta, we're in a pretty reasonable spot. Nope, don't discard that one. And now I get to run the same gambit again, right? Because now I have +1 mana. Yeah, so I get to destroy this and then play Gideon Jura out and plus. Yeah, like a stripper or a cam girl. I'm an entertainer. I am on your screen and I dance around when you throw dollars at me. I do entertain mostly adults. This is largely an adult entertainment stream. And I am an adult and I entertain, so I could be an adult entertainer by that definition too. Okay, they're gonna get to kill my Gideon here, but they spent a lot of resources to do it. Ooh, that's pretty good. They should try for a topless screen. Ooh, that's not very good for us. Need a verdict here. Yes, put that in my bin. Yes, transform. Spreading Seas is pretty good here. Yeah, we'll take that. It's going to cantrip later, help us find a Supreme Verdict. We will tap, draw their team here. What GPU do I have now? I have a 1060. I bought a 1060 just before all the graphics cards spiked. I do have for the person who asked, I do have a custom built PC, but my younger brother builds computers or does IT support stuff, and he's the one that put it together for me. Oh, my child is at the door. What do you got, Dee? Thank you, Declan. You're a good helper. You brought Dad a snack?
Yes.
Yes.
I said, Declan, Daddy is hungry. And he said, I make Dad a butter sandwich. He made that all by himself. I didn't help. So it's a pile of stuff in the middle of the bread and nothing on the edges. Because he made it he wanted to make it for you so bad. He said, I make Dad a butter sandwich.
All right. What are we doing here? This is a Detention Sphere, I think.
Oh. Look, Daddy's eating the butter sandwich you made.
All right. You know what? My sequencing here was bad, right? I should have...
Yes, your dad is up on the TV. I know.
I should have cast the Serum Visions first, because using the Serum Visions first would have allowed me to have more draws towards finding the Supreme Verdict here. All right, so we get another redraw here. There's still 2 verdicts in our deck. We've gone through most of our deck here. That's really unfortunate. All right, so there's a Serum Visions. We can cantrip again here.
No, you can take them up. Come on, let's take them up.
Gideon Halo. I think that means we're dead, right? For the record, butter sandwich is peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Declan just says it is butter sandwich. I believe we're just dead. It's really unfortunate. I feel like we got pretty unlucky here. We had a lot of looks. Oh, and they're sacrificing this. Yeah, that's smart. Opponent played this game really well, but like we activated this like what 3 or 4 times. Oh, that's frustrating. That was really close.
No, baby, no more.
All right, Stony and Settle the Wreckage in. Cut the Negate. Cut the Logic Knots.
When he got up there, he looked at the TV and said, "I'm back, Dad."
Oh, you brought me real food too?
And then he said, "Dad needs another butter sandwich." And he ran in the kitchen and started grabbing stuff.
The butter sandwich is okay. I'm gonna eat the noodles too, though, because I'm fat and American.
You are fat.
We've not played Sultai Shadow yet. I'm saving the Shadow deck for when Matt gets here later. Because it's a real deck. Someone asked about Tron. We played blue-green Tron earlier in this stream. We're going to play green-black Tron after this league is done with blue-white control. This hand just doesn't do enough. Pretty easy mulligan in this matchup. Sounds fine. Not super exciting, but fine. Would love to top a verdict here. Let's just start Serum Visioning towards... I think I'm going to bottom aggressively here. Yeah, I'm going to go bottom, just digging for our Stony Silences that we boarded in. This is our 3rd deck of the day. We played Teamer Control and Blue-Green Tron. Green-Blue Tron? However you want to call it. Alright. It's looking like bottoming that Celestial Colonnade is going to come back to bite me here. We get 4 looks at an untapped white source, but maybe I should have kept the Colonnade. Perfect. We got to have our cake and eat it too. As an American, I love eating cake. So let's top the Flooded Strand and draw the Stony Silence. That's a little unfortunate. I guess we have Detention Sphere to beat this, right? Get in our lick for 2 here first. Hopefully we draw an untapped land so we can go Stony Detention Sphere. I think I'd rather just Stony rather than let this Steel Overseer get online. Trying to 13 here. Taking 2 to 3 more this turn. We're actually going to need to... We're going to want to path this one most likely. They get to ping me for 1 here in response. So once we take this out, we're down to a 5-turn clock, which is pretty slow. So hopefully that gives us time to find some good stuff to stabilize with. Magic Online is now using 2.5 gigs of RAM, so probably going to need to give it the old reboot here soon. I shouldn't have tapped the Hallowed Fountain there. I should have tapped this island. So I'd like to fetch a Hallowed Fountain, and I might need to pass something this turn. I guess probably not. That was one of their better cards they could have here. We're on a 2-turn clock, fetch or no fetch. So I'm just going to go ahead and fetch here. I'm probably going to Cryptic tap draw on their turn. So that way, I'm going to go bottom on these. Not looking for Snapcaster Mages or Supreme Verdicts. I'm going to begin combat, tap draw their team so that way we don't die to Galvanic Blast. How much RAM does Moto start? 700 megs. Uses about 700 megs of RAM, and then it just constantly grows as it plays. Just hemorrhages memory. So, dead to Galv Blast, don't have any lines that aren't. I mean, they just get to replay the land. That's a D-straw. Leaks is something that WotC is familiar and great at. The amount of memory that my computer has is not the issue. So where's memory? I'm only using 11 of my 32 gigs of RAM right now. The problem is that as Magic Online uses more memory, it runs slower and slower. It's not about a limitation of my computer. My computer has plenty of resources. I'm gonna get Blood Mooned and Cry. Or just another Etch Champion, yep. We're not dead yet. We get to pat this. You mean it was an odd attack that they played around my Settle the Wreckage instead of my 4 Path to Exiles or Snapcaster Mages? Yeah, I agree. I agree. That attack was fairly spooky. Oh, Jace the Mind Sculptor, you are so powerful. Please find me Supreme Verdict. Damn you, Jace the Mind Sculptor, you are too strong for Modern. Jace running Modern right here, right? Alright, so let's do that. Can't go so right. Alright, so there's 2 Verdicts and 1 Snapcaster Mage in my deck. I guess we're just supposed to Jace Storm. Guess we're just supposed to Jace Storm. Kinda running on slim outs. That was a good line. Yeah. A3 IOU. Thank you for that very useful suggestion. Field on upkeep would have been ideal. I agree with that assessment. We're gonna do that next turn. after I play out this Runed Halo on Vault Scourge. Alright, you got Runed Halo in your deck to name Vault Scourge, duh. Don't you play Runed Halo to name Vault Scourge? Ain't nobody scared of Vault Scourge. Oh no, they get to kill my Jace. That's sad. Runed Halo is not a good combo with shuffle here. Well, now we just start fate sealing them, right? Nope, you can keep that one. Vendilion Clique. Yeah, I'm just gonna keep fate sealing them. That actually doesn't do anything, right? Oh, it lets them kill Jace eventually with it. On the bottom. Now I'm gonna let them keep that. I think I'm gonna let them hit Jace here. And then next turn we'll probably Jace Storm after they play out the Signal Pest. Looking for a big Gids or even a little Gids would be fine. Or a Snapcaster or Verdict or something like that. So, like, keep your Signal Pest. Jace is doing a lot of work this game. I agree. Jace is great. One and 0 are definitely different numbers. All right, so I'm gonna put back Vendilion Clique, search. I'm gonna draw search. Bottom this, top this. I can't wait to see Owls later. Put this towards blue-green Eldrazi, please. Thank you, Gores. Definitely will do that. G Eldrazi. Thank you for the bits. I do. Thank you. Thank you. All right. So do I want to save the Jace here? I feel like I don't need to, right? I feel like I just want this Cryptic as an O-ship button, basically. No, I don't think so. I think the Clique's gonna actually kill my opponent. Hey, Warbreaker 3089, thank you for the Twitch Prime support. I do appreciate that. As always, subscriptions are the best way you can support what I do here. Bloop. I need to try and play a little bit quicker here too. Between the Magic Online lag and this going long, we're definitely down a bit on clock here. No, I think that's too cute. I want this Cryptic in my hand to counter a Galvanic Blast. I didn't attack with the Pest last turn because it wouldn't have accomplished anything, chat. Little Gids here is probably game, right? We get to make an emblem. So, like, they have to kill both my Gideons to kill me now? The League of Chad is assembled. Hey, the Chads are here. Let's put a stop in their draw step to click them. The League of Chad is here. We actually have them dead next turn, right? Yeah, they changed the Planeswalker rule earlier this year. Yep. Looks like you're dead on board. Hey now, you're an all-star, get your game on, go play. Hey now, you're a rock star, get the show on, get paid. All that's living is road. Holy shooting stars, get the roll. Alright, hopefully we can win this next game in 9 minutes with Magic Online lagging a whole bunch. Yeah, from a consistency and ease of understanding standpoint, it's fine. It's fine. Like, not perfect, but fine. Hard to pass up Verdict in the opener. It was almost the correct lyrics. That's impressive for me. I usually don't have the right lyrics. What the hell were those lyrics? I was close. Probably wasn't close at all. Well, this is, God bless us, everyone. Magic professional, ladies and gentlemen. Never forget. Never forget. Beaks out for Steel Overseer, chat. Beaks out for Steel Overseer. All the owls, beaks out. That Tron luck coming out. All right, I'm feeling pretty good about this one, chat. Thinking we might be able to pull this one out. They attacked Gideon, really? That's great for us. I would love a Field of Ruin. Do I want another Field of Ruin? I don't think so, actually. Yeah, probably not. Do you like how, after I talked about I was confused that they were attacking Gideon, they then didn't attack Gideon? Nah, I think I want to save the Halo for something scarier. One poison a turn is whatever. Cranial plating was a good draw. So yeah, I'm just gonna cast the Spreading Seas. I really don't think I want a Runed Halo Ornithopter, right? I guess it turns off this cranial plating. Yeah, I'm gonna Rune Halo Ornithopter. And I'm gonna make an emblem here, so that way when we hit dead, like, even they have plenty of artifacts, so like they get to kill Gideon regardless here. So I think I'd like to just emblem. Oh. This isn't worth burning a Path to Exile on, in my opinion. The Gideon's like already done his job. Rune Halo naming cranial plating is a legal play. It's definitely a legal line. Something that we are allowed to do. If they attack with Blinkmoth Nexus here, I'm just going to trade the Celestial Colonnade for it. The old check and make sure Magic Online's working attack. I like it. It's weird that they're, like, they weren't willing to make this trade last turn, but suddenly they are willing to make this trade this turn. I guess they drew 2 more threats. I don't know, I'm pretty happy to get to trade my Colonnade for this Blinkmoth Nexus here. Makes a Supreme Verdict off the top better. Or a Snapcaster Mage or something like that. And, like, I have another Celestial Colonnade to trade with, like, their other creature land. I'm not playing the other Gideon out until I get this board under control. We could potentially hit like a Stony Silence, turn this cranial plating off. That's pretty unfortunate for us. I think Grid's gonna put us in the ground here. Like them's the beats. Take a couple more draws, but we're pretty dead here. Yeah, I guess Detention Sphere kind of gets us back in it, right? Because we have the path for the Blinkmoth Nexus. Yeah, Gideon of the Trials on Gear Praether Grid is like really never going to give you a result that you're particularly happy with. It's your fucking Thoughtseize. God. That's such a beating. I'm just getting super punished for like the small decisions we made this game. Yeah, like now we're just gonna die to this Blinkmoth Nexus plus the cranial plating. It's a little bit too slow. Yeah, it's not gonna be good enough. Alright, let's give Magic Online a re-kick here. I'm not going to do the whole spiel because it only takes Magic Online 30 seconds to restart, but we're using almost 3 gigs of RAM, so let's re-kick it here so we can play a little bit faster. I feel like we got pretty unfortunate to lose Game 1 and Game 3 in that match, and like that's just a symptom, I think, of like these control decks just like not being particularly powerful. Yeah, cruising on hit the nail on the head with why I, what's it called? Yep, yeah, all the videos go up on YouTube after the fact. I publish them after I'm done with my stream for the day, so these will go up a little bit after midnight CST tonight. there's never any way to know if someone's ghosting or not unless they have have the stones large enough to just like blatant point blank tell you, yes, I was watching the stream. Like, you can never know for sure. You just like, you can talk about things that may or may not indicate it, but it's impossible to know unless they're really brazen. Yeah, definitely, P-Dead. Kids were screaming from upstairs, so I'm gonna close the door. That's true. Sometimes they have the same... You think Band Company should play Jace? I don't think I have enough experience playing with Band Company to tell you whether or not you should play a card like Jace. I think you should take a look at the people that are smarter than us and see what they've been doing in the archetype. I don't like to give opinions one way or another on decks that I really don't have experience with, especially in a format like Modern where like there's a lot of like small nuanced decisions. And the player, the draw. We're on the draw. This replaces itself. I already have one though. I'm just gonna bottom this. Let's just try and hit lands naturally. No, ghosting is not breaking the rules by any stretch of the imagination. It's just like, it's just a symptom of the thing that's going to happen by streaming the matches online. And like, yes, I could do things like hide my hand or like put a delay, but like that makes for bad content. And like, my goal here is to make good content, ideally. I'm going to bottom this. I'm going to top this. Canal, Serum Visions makes me think Storm, but could be some kind of blue-red mid-range deck. Usually Blue Moon style decks don't play Spire Bluff Canals. Usually, if they play a blue-red dual land that's not fetchable, they play Sulphur Falls. No, like, ghosting someone while they're streaming is the equivalent of, like, your opponent playing with their hand so you can see it in paper. It's not against the rules for you to look at it if they're, like, showing you their hand, but, like, you're a dick for doing it. Like, you should say, hey, when you draw your card like that, I can see what's in your hand, and you shouldn't do that. Like... Yeah, and like, you know, 99% of the decks we play on stream these days are donation deck lists, right? So, like, I'm not even paying for these leagues, other people are, so... Yeah, definitely Storm. The Shivan Reef means that they are very likely on Storm. I'm gonna draw step this click since it's our only interaction. Matt is supposed to be here, I believe 2.5 hours from now, Justin. So still a little bit yet on that one. The good news about getting dumpstered while we play deck lists is that we move through the donation queue quickly. Wow, that's gross. Fuck, am I dead regardless of what we take here? I have to take the Baral, right? If I take the Baral and they draw a red source, I'm still just dead anyways. Because they only have one red source. Alright. You're going to take a 10-minute timeout for telling me to take gifts without explaining why. So, if I leave them with Baral... They get to go ritual, ritual, passive flame, ritual, ritual. Oh. Excuse me. They're only deck maliciation and we could just use it to fizzle. Yeah, that's fair. So, like, they can only grape shot us for, like, 9, right? I guess that's fair. I wonder if they're supposed to... Oh, right click doesn't show me their hand. Rit, Burrell, Electro, and then... We could definitely die here. So, do your thing. Depending on what we take, we could definitely die here. Depending on, what they drew, we could definitely die here. Like if they hit like a mana morphos especially. Oh, they're just grape shot in to clear our clock. That makes sense. It's a good line from the opponent. I like that. Am I playing Jace as a 4-mana unsummon here? Kind of feels like a 4-mana unsummon turn. Path is kind of appealing now that we drew that. Alright, yeah, in. Alright, let's just upkeep Path. Yeah, I think I was in for Jace bounce before we drew the Path. If they drew like Remand, I'll be like kind of annoyed and sad, but like I think this is fine. Especially with the Snapcaster Mage in our hand. No, Fallsburg, it's not even reveals or looks at. It's individually coded for every single card. It's not consistent in the slightest. The, what's the card called? The Eldrazi card with a merge reveals the opponent's hand, and it doesn't put the cards in the revealed zone. So it's actually just like MTGO choosing at random, because every card is coded individually. No, revealed doesn't. I thought revealed always worked too, and then we emerged the other dork at one point. I should have fetched shocked there, right? Because like, oh, well, now that's good for us. I guess I'm fate sealing them, right? Yeah, Distended Mindbender doesn't put the cards in the revealed zone. Nope, you can keep that one. Yeah, that's been there for a while, Dawncaster. It's just if you've been into the stream before, you don't click through it again. I'm pretty sure they play Basic Mountain. I'm pretty sure most Storm decks play Basic Mountain. I could be incorrect on that, but they don't need more than one red. But I'm pretty sure most of them play Basic Mountain. So, you know, they have one more ritual and a Past in Flames at the very least here. Yeah, I think a lot of them have a mountain. All right, I think I'm going to Jace Storm here at this point because I just want some action. God, that's good. Wow. All right, what do we do, chat? What do we do? Put back Search Serum. Or put back Search Serum, play land, play Logic Knot, play Rune Halo. Yeah, they might not have... A lot of them play Repill. I mean, am I supposed to name Gifts or am I supposed to name Grape Shot? I guess they have the Past in Flames in hand already and already have that. So yeah, I'm gonna name Grape Shot and make them go through the extra work. So I'm gonna name Grape Shot here. A lot of these decks have a way to play through this game one now because Rune Halo was a thing. Apparently they don't play. They don't play main deck one. All right, well, these are great. D-Sphere is fine. Big Gids is slow. Spreading Seas is pretty terrible. Snapcaster Mage attacks them. How many ways do I want to kill goblins post board? Probably a few. Probably a few. I'm gonna do this. This leaves me 4 ways to kill goblins. I think I want 4 ways to kill goblins. I can honestly see keeping all 5. A lot of the times the Storm decks post board go for the goblins plan because they can't play long games through the disruption this deck tends to play. So I think I definitely want at least 4 ways to take goblins off the table. I think this is how I want to sideboard. This deck's okay. When this deck's answers line up well against what the opponent is doing, the deck is very, very good and looks very good. When your answers don't line up well, the deck looks real clunky and unplayable. This hand is really good. Rest in Peace makes it hard for my opponent to kill us with Grape Shot, and Detention Sphere covers their Goblin access. What's going on, Zared Hall? As someone who was raised Catholic, I understand the Easter rituals. Although today's a Jewish holiday too, right? It's not just Good Friday. I think I recall it being a Jewish holiday as well. Visions on one here. I'm gonna bottom this land, keep the Dispel. Windmill this Rest in Peace. Get remanded, we get remanded. If they remand us and then don't kill us next turn, well, that's great. So long, graveyards, my old friend. Do 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 do. Gideon is great because he allows us to apply a clock with our disruption. My wife's the rabbi. Yep, sounds like a good reason to go. Happy wife, happy life. Just often just do as I'm told. The art on this card is great. I really like that. This is a Noah Bradley. I'm gonna start with Serum Visions. This just checks this for now. There's a path on top. That's good for us. Let's go top here. Take a 10-minute timeout for being a dick. Man, I'm so cool. I'm on the fucking internet and I'm hiding behind a username and I'm gonna drop my pants and shit on a magic artist for no reason. People are so rude. Like, why? What useful contributing thing did that add to just like drop your pants and crap on Noah Bradley? Like, nothing is the answer. That's not. That's just gonna be a permanent ban. Let's just get them out of here. That's not welcome. Get gone. I don't understand people. Remove that negativity from your lives. They could still kill the Grape Shot Remand. That's true. That's true. I think playing the Detention Sphere was too aggressive there, though. I don't know. Hoping to live for one turn doesn't seem unreasonable. I have an Uplift Standing Desk. There we go. There's a link. I like how a bunch of people have come in and been like, yes, a real deck while we're playing this. I think this is the worst of the decks we've played today. I'm gonna upkeep path this Electromancer. Yeah, I didn't look at any products in person, but I was looked at prices and read reviews, and this one seemed the most reasonable price to review ratio. I'm here for the memes. Yeah, I agree. I think we're in a pretty good spot here. Those people, that one was just a timeout. I love the people that are just like, my deck's hard to play. My deck's hard to play. It requires a lot of thinking. That's why a lot of people can't play it well. Look, as someone who spent many, many years playing shit tier modern decks to top 8s at large Magic tournaments, the reason why this deck and decks like it are hard to play is because they aren't very good. The reason why this deck is hard to play is because when you make a mistake, the power level of the deck isn't there to pull you through and get you past that mistake. Magic players love saying that whatever deck they play is hard. All Magic decks have lots of decisions involved in them and give you lots of different spots to make various percentage plays. There's no need to stroke your own ego and put down decks that other people play just because you think your deck is harder or better or faster or stronger or whatnot. Yeah, this is fine. Hopefully they're going off with goblins. We just like untap and windmill this verdict and destroy them. Yes, and this is going to be ritual empty. This is going to be ritual empty. Nope, just play all my spells and concede. All right, sweet. We're on the scoreboard. How else am I supposed to get off if I can't stroke my own ego? I don't know, man. I don't know. All right, we're 1 and 2. Feeling the 3-2 rally, chat. It is modern, and every deck in modern is a 3-2 deck. So let's run it back here, run a couple off. I think it's pretty good in general. Karen Nuss, with the 4-month tier 1 sub resubscription, thank you very much for the continued support and welcome back a third of the year. I do appreciate it. That's right, Burn. Hey, Adamane. Re-upping that Twitch Prime support for the 11th month. That's so many months to remember to Twitch Prime sub. I appreciate that. Welcome, welcome, welcome back. Could be Hallowed One, could be Mardu Pyro. Someone asked if I was going to Indy. What's in Indy? Looking like Hallowed One? Hopefully they play like 4 Hallowed Ones here and we get to just Rune Halo them. Just laugh maniacally. I'm just gonna Rune Halo this, right? It like answers their other threats later. And for people that are newer to Modern or newer to Blue-Eye Control, this is why this card is in this deck. It's basically just a pseudo removal spell in a lot of games like this. I just named their threat that they have in play, and now that threat can't damage us anymore. It's 2 mana, answer target card. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. I was reading chat and distracted. Oh no! I mean, they know what we're playing at this point, right? They know what we're playing. I'm not gonna conceal any information by conceding. So we're gonna keep playing Magic, I guess. Control is so hard to play. It's just because the deck's hard to play, chat. It's just because the deck is hard to play. It's not my fault. The deck is just hard to play. Yeah, we're dead. Oh, sorry, cardboard crackling. Oh, mistakes were made. All right. That's pretty clean. I want to Settle the Wreckage too. Jace is pretty mediocre in this matchup. Do I want the Blessed Alliance? Probably. Cryptic's probably slow. Yeah, let's give this a go. Mistakes were made, chat. Mistakes were made. Seems pretty good. See, there's Dan Buff. They understand. There's constructive, actionable feedback. Wait. What? Deal? 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 I guess? I mean, our opponent mulliganed and has a bunch of blanks in their deck now for us. God bless. I mean, it's clearly fair, right? Like, last game we played a card that didn't do anything. This game they played a card that's not going to do anything. Opponent's just keeping things balanced, really. Like, good guy OP. Good guy OP. Opponent just doing us a solid here, really. Ruined Halo, named Ruined Halo for the meta memes. Thank you for the 3-month subscription, Goblin Naboob. Nabob. I'm just gonna take this hit here. Hopefully they play another threat out next turn and we get to verdict them away. I could have pathed that, but I think I want to save the paths for post-verdict. Yeah, this is perfect. So... thank you for giving us a penny, Christy. They're on 4 cards. What do you think? Do you think we're going to see like a 7... oh, this is just fantastic for us. I was excited to get a 2 for 1, a 3 for 1. It's just like, sign me up. They're down to 2 cards here. They've had enough. Celestial Colonnade alone is probably enough to ride to victory. I don't think I want to change anything. I kind of want Jace's more win conditions, but the few we have are probably fine. Am I qualified to play this card, chat? Am I obligated to mulligan based on what happened in game 1? Am I obligated to mulligan based on what happened in game 1? Do I trust myself? Do I trust myself? I don't know if I'm very trustworthy, chat. Gotta play it named Ruined Halo for the consistency. Alright, untap white source. Untap white source. Untap white source. It's a little sad. Really wanted to Halo naming Flameblade Adept here. Well, these cards are great. I would like another land, though. I'm definitely bottoming this, I think. I'm gonna keep the Wall of Omens. It cantrips, right? And it blocks later. it's a very easy Freudian slip type thing to do, right? Like I'm sitting here talking about playing Runed Halo, so like my fingers type the word Runed Halo while I'm saying the word Runed Halo. Wow, their hand is bad, huh? I guess they could play Tasigur here. They could also play Hallowed One for 3 mana. I want to path either of those cards if they put them into play. Yep. And then next turn, we'll just play this Runed Halo on Flameblade Adept. We're going to type Flameblade Adept into the prompt and then click enter. Flameblade Adept. Flameblade Adept. Flameblade Adept. Flameblade Adept. Alright, successfully casted Rune Halo. Maybe I shouldn't have timed that other person out. They're right, this control deck thing is hard. Had to type the right thing into the... No! What a tilt. What a tilt. Get wear-teared, Hogland. Get wear-teared. Untapped land. Alright, path, you know, sure. I'm supposed to cast this. So this means next turn we can snap path plus block one of the Flameblade Adepts, which is nice. Taking 4 down to 9 here, but they're not a 1 card in hand. I'm not blocking a Flameblade Adept because I can't. It has Menace. I know Magic Online just stopped for me to block there, like that was an option, but trust me, chat, when I say that blocking was not an option there. Was not a legal gameplay action that we could have taken. And actually, we're gonna snap path the Phoenix, right? And then double block a dog. Let's just take 1 less damage here. Move to blocks first so they can't kill one of my things. God, if they pass here again, that would be so insane for us. Yeah. Giddy up. Yeah, I think we're just going to take this hit for 1 next turn. Opponent should be holding lands in their hand. Their deck is full of Goblin Lores and Faithless Lootings and stuff. The opponent playing lands, that is definitely very wrong. I'm just going to take this hit, because if they play something out post-combat, I want to Cryptic Command it. And if they don't give us something to Cryptic Command, I'm going to Celestial Purge their Flameblade Adept at the end of turn. Just using my health total as a bit of a resource here. This turn, if they don't give us something to Cryptic counter draw, I'm probably going to use Blessed Alliance to gain 4. Alright, we've been standing for a while. Let's sit down. Enjoy the ride, chat. Oh. That... do I even... It just gets blocked by Wall of Omens, right? So I don't care. Right? Right? We could use it like a really expensive divination. Yeah, maybe we're gonna do that this turn. They actually kind of like that. No, that's dumb. That's dumb. We just can't lose the game if we hang tight, right? I mean, we're gonna lose. If we lose this game, we're gonna lose it with cards in our hands. Like, I just want to make sure I'm using my mana every turn, basically. Yeah, this is fine. I don't want to cryptic this because they can return it to play later. So I guess we'll do this. Maybe I'm supposed to cryptic that just because I'm probably not letting another 4-power thing stay in play. And cryptic would let me draw a card. It looks like we might be able to overcome our shame-inducing turn 1 or turn 2 misplay from game 1. Yeah, I think I'm gonna cryptic this. And like worst comes to worst, I'll surgical them. They probably don't have a basic planes in their deck, and that might be their only white source. So definitely gonna field their Sacred Foundry here at end of turn. We don't have anything like Jace in our deck, so there's no reason to wait. Hallowed one. Oh, have I already pathed and they didn't have anything? Now, I wanted to burn the cryptics before I started attacking. Now that I'm through all my verdicts, we will start attacking them. Or no, I'm through all my cryptics, sorry, we'll start attacking them. Alright, we're 2-2 in spite of myself. So let's try and win the third. Win the fifth one, get the 3-2. What are we playing after this, chat? That's the real question. Want to play some green black Tron? Do you want to Karn some nerds? I feel like I want to Karn some nerds. We played Jace Tron, we played blue white Tron, we played Teamer Control. I think it's some green black Tron. Get some green black Tron. Who put a single Wall of Omens in our deck? We didn't get to Karn enough. That's true. We did board out Karn in 4 of the matches in the last league. That's true. It's very true. I mean, these are the hands we're signing up to keep with this deck, right? Feel like I'm signing up to keep hands like this. Steam Vents Visions could be a few different things. Could be Storm, could be a Blue Moon variant. I haven't built the surgical memes. We're not playing surgical memes today. I just put that in the queue to make Justin happy. I'm gonna go bottom here. I guess if they're a control deck, I really want this search. Maybe I'm going top. Yeah, I'm gonna go top. Even against Storm, the search isn't terrible. Sweet. They're playing something fair that makes the search for Azcanta really good. All right. I'm gonna. Is it greedy to bin this, trying to find the white source naturally? Ding. This does let them use a bolt to kill Gideon, but the way they're racing, if Gideon eats a bolt plus a Snapcaster Mage attack, I think I'm happy with that exchange. There's also the way this ended up, if they have Blood Moon, gives us a guaranteed basic planes for the game. Not that we could beat a Blood Moon either way, so... Oh, sweet. They don't have Blood Moon, they didn't kill Gideon. Do I want to bin that? I don't think so. It's only greedy if it doesn't work. Huh. Seems decent. Concerned we can go land Deece through the Snapcasters. Oh, yeah, you're right, Rogue. Thank you for pointing that out. Yeah, I'm really bad at the automatic decisions of Serum Visions plus search for Azcanta. Yeah, if you're going to bottom a card with Serum Visions while you have search out anyways, unless you're bottoming both, you should keep the card that you were going to bottom on top of your deck, unless you potentially want it in your deck to draw later, but like field of whatever we really don't care about. Justin, that doesn't need to be included in the loop. It doesn't need to be included in the loop. Please and thank you. Again, just trying to stay alive here. Opponent's being really aggressive. Like, I guess this could maybe go bad if they could like untap, play a land, Cryptic bounce this, and like bolt me plus opt. Yep. Okay. Get this down while I don't have Cryptic up. They could be a breach deck. They could definitely be a breach deck. Definitely need to get my Gideon down still, though. Now we'll never find Azcanta, right? They're so mean, Bobby. They're so mean. No, in general, you don't want to board in a card like Leyline of the Void against a deck that only has Snapcaster Mage as its graveyard cards. And, like, a deck like this especially, like, we don't even have 4 Snapcaster Mages. Like, there's a lot of blue-white lists that only play 1 Snapcaster Mage even. Our deck's only playing 2. Especially if your deck's something aggressive where we want to probably board out Logic not anyways. It seems really loose to board in, what's it called against us? If we lose this counter fight, it's going to be real bad for us. They could have a search for Azcanta of their own, Bob. I don't know, maybe I'm just supposed to jam it. It also played around Cryptic with them having Mana Leak as backup there, which I kind of wanted to do. They have another Cryptic here. Oh, this is also what I was saving. The, what's it called for? I can Spreading Seas myself now to get my third blue source into play. So I'm going to Spreading Seas my own land now that there's a Blood Moon out to give me 3 blue. So spread this. So for those that are newer to Magic, Spreading Seas and Blood Moon is a timestamp thing. So if you Spreading Seas a non-basic and then Blood Moon comes down, it's a mountain. If you Blood Moon and then Spreading Seas something, it's an island. What does floating do? Floating doesn't do anything. Like, I guess it bluffs something, but doesn't really matter, I don't think. Vendilion Clique. I'm just going to counter this. They're on nothing. I have no cards left, so let's hopefully just beat them down with this Gideon for 2 turns. Spending my mana here also lets me gives me window to like play the Jace next turn. Oh, also I just like hold up Snap Logic Knot, right? Like they have 1 card and I have Snap Logic Knot. Yeah, this is great. We'll just hit them with Gideon and then pass the turn. Has Jace, no reason to play it. Nah, I think I'd rather just hold up Snap Logic Knot. I have no idea. I don't have much experience with Band Company. I would, again, recommend you test it for yourself or maybe defer to someone who has more experience with the deck. Yeah, I think Glad Chad's just going to run the distance here. Alright, they could have a counterspell here. Oh, let's tap my lands right. Oh, they don't have any cards in hand. I'm dumb. They played their card. Alright. Raz Kozik with the brand new Twitch Prime support. Thank you very much and welcome. I do appreciate that, as always. Subscriptions are the best way you can support my content here, so thank you for that. Alright, Dispels in. Celestial Purge in, because it kills Blood Moon. Probably not a Verdict matchup. We had a Spreading Seas on one of our lands, and we played the Spreading Seas on our land after they played the Blood Moon, so our Spreading Seas land was tapping for blue. Gideon's pretty hard for them to kill. I think I'm supposed to trim some Spreading Seas in this matchup. I guess Path's probably pretty bad too. I'm gonna cut 2 of these and 1 Spreading Seas. Oh, Halo's pretty bad. Yeah, you're right. You're right. I'll leave a Path in. So, one of the things to keep in mind about Path is that Path is rampant growth with our own creatures, so Path can be pseudo-fixing for us under a Blood Moon. Maybe Verdict's just hard to cast if they're planning to Blood Moon us. I think I'd rather just have, like... Nah, I think I'd rather just have, like, Detention Spheres. ARBP with the brand new Twitch Prime support. Thank you very much for sending your Amazon Fun money this way this month. I do appreciate that. Matt is supposed to be here about 7 o'clock, so about 2 hours from now. And Klutz is supposed to be here about 8 o'clock, about an hour after him. Yes, Magic Online is correct. Magic Online has the correct rules there. That's good. That's good. That's good instinct. Don't always trust Magic Online. To verify with people that understand. The sub image is just a colored animation. Different neat shapes and colors. This hand's okay. It gets to fetch basics of both kinds, so probably fine. I'm gonna play this tapped. I'll fetch a plains with this and then play Search on 2. Oh, the icons next to the subnames are different Hex Shards of Fate gems. They stream that game on occasion too. Detention Sphere. No, I'm just going to keep that. Because this way, if a Blood Moon slips through, we just get to get him. We get to not get got by it. I'm a firm believer in cutting mana creatures against attrition-based decks. If your deck is constructed in a way to allow you to cut mana creatures against attrition-based decks, I would cut them. Not every deck is constructed in a way for that to be a possibility, though. Yes, if they play a second moon after you have Spreading Seeds, it becomes a mountain. It's all about timestamps. Vendilion Clique. See if they target me or them. They might target themselves. Alright, let's just take this off the table. I don't want to get beat down by this thing, so your trigger resolves. These are my cards. Enjoy. Negate looking significantly worse than Mana Leak here. We are not playing the surgical memes today. I have to build it. Justin requested that I play the deck on the 4th, which is April 4th, so this Wednesday. If you donate a significant amount of money for a deck list, you can dictate when it's played. So Justin sent in a hundo for that, so he's gonna get it on the 4th when he asked. No, because I think if my opponent is good, they will likely take the path to exile with their Vendilion Clique, recognizing they can just beat me down with the Clique over the course of the game. It does have a bunch of points, but I have to build it, and it was dictated that I was going to play it on the 4th. So if you do put a lot of points into something, you can dictate when I play it. So you are correct that it does have a lot of points, but what are we doing? Take the cards you can't beat, right? They might have a bunch of counter magic and just be like debating whether or not the Elspeth will even be able to resolve. Put Flooded Strand in your graveyard. Nah, I'll take another land that's a basic. Ugh, second Clique is kind of a beating. You're right, Justin. I added it in there for you. There you go. There you go. They're both in there now. This kind of sucks. They might let us keep these. I don't know. I'm probably going to play the Detention Sphere on this Clique next turn. We're at a virtual 17 from these fetch lands, so the Clique puts us to 14, which is in like a 6-turn clock, which is pretty quick considering how long these games usually go. Clique is very good against these blue-white control decks. It has so much power, and we just don't have that much removal in post-board. They took my Negate. That's interesting. What, do they have a Jace then? Yeah, that's just like a lot of time from now, Petehead. So like if I'm playing it with all those cards up, it's going to be forever from now, basically. This is a PN Kieran Nalaar that they're failing to tap for. I wonder if I'm supposed to leave some verdicts in. This feels pretty terrible. Shuffle this Elspeth back into my deck. All right, that's a path. I missequenced my lands here. I should have played Field of Runes so I could get another basic out here. Opponent still has 7 cards in their hand here. Thankfully, the search for Azcanta is about to flip, so unless they have an engineered explosives, we should be in a pretty good spot. And honestly, I'd be kind of surprised if they have EE in their deck post-board against us. That's fine. So they need 2 counter spells here. They need to stop my Purge plus my Dispel. I'm going to transform this. I'm just going to assume that this is going to resolve here. And if they don't have a Blood Moon in play, the search for Azcanta can generate us all sorts of advantage here. Why not Purge on their turn? Because it gives them more blue mana available, which gives them the ability to play more counter spells, and I really want to make sure that my stuff resolves. Like, taking the Blood Moon off the table is pretty important, so I don't want them to have more mana to play counter spells with. Just because your card's an instant doesn't mean you have to play it on your opponent's turn. Yeah, you have a Jace. They're scrying, that's smart. Yeah, I agree. I agree. I kind of want this path for Pia, right? It's the thing that's killing me. I'm gonna fire up this Colonnade attack Jace. If they have 2 bolts, they have 2 bolts. Hello, my baby. Hello, my darling. Hello, my ragtime gal. If you'll abuse me, honey, you'll lose me. Oh, yeah, you brainstorm, baby. Brainstorm for me, JC Poo. Brainstorm for me, big boy. Show me what you got. Show me what you got. Fun fact. Elspeth Suns Champions definitely led to more concessions in Modern than Jace to Mind Sculptor year to date. Almost certainly. Almost certainly. More concessions that are Elspeth based than anything else based. Got a Cryptic Command here. We bouncing my Elspeth Suns champion? Stop it. You have a second Cryptic Command opponent? Okay, yep. There's one more Dispel in my deck, right? This is tough. Because if I draw a land, I can just re-slam the Elspeth. One Dispel is really narrow. What do we think? What do we think? Let's do the math. That's true. That's true. Let's do the math. There are 38 cards in my deck. There's one Dispel. We get to look at 4 of them. We're 10.5% to find a Dispel. We're 10.5% to find. How many lands are in my deck? All right. That's the other half. Let's compare percentages. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 lands out of my deck. And I have 25 lands. And I have 25 lands. But Celestial Colonnade doesn't count because it's a tapped land, right? So that means there's 22. There's 9 lands in my deck that are untapped. There's 9 untapped lands in my deck. So if there's 9 successes and I'm taking 1 hit, I'm 23%. So we're twice as likely to draw an untapped land than we are to find our 1 Dispel in 4 looks. So with 9 untapped lands in our deck, all right, I guess we'll just let this resolve then, right? I guess we'll just let this resolve. When in doubt, math it out. Hello, my baby. Hello, my darling. Hello, my ragtime gal. Do some math, get rewarded. Science got us there, right? Dispel's on the bottom from her search activation. Is it? I genuinely don't remember. Her deck does not have a clean answer to Elspeth. It is double Lightning Bolt, which arguably might not have a lot of in their deck left anymore. Some kind of time wizard with the brand new Twitch Prime support. Thank you very much and welcome. I do appreciate that. As always, subscriptions are the best way you can support what I do here. I took a path instead of a Dispel with Azcanta. Well, then it was super right to just let it happen, huh? All right, let's see if they let me get to combat. We might have a Cryptic tap my team here. If they Cryptic tap my team, do I fire up the Colonnade? Almost certainly. Civ Master 9999, even fancier now. Also Celebration. Thank you very much. I do appreciate the resubscription. Welcome, welcome, welcome back. I'm gonna send 5 at Jace. That's plenty. 5 at Jace should be plenty. Let's do that. That should take the Jace off the table. I'm gonna hold this Serum Visions because I think I want a Field of Ruin plus search for Azcanta this turn, so I'd like to shuffle that Dispel back into my deck that we bottomed earlier, since chat reminded me of that. Architect of Thought would be very good here. That's true. Oh, they do have Static Caster sometime. I feel like that card probably doesn't come in against us, but yeah, it's definitely a card that their deck plays on occasion. Your move, opponent. without electrolytes. How could I ever win the game now? Okay. Okay, they're giving it the college best here. They're gonna kill Soldier plus the Snapcaster Mage here. I like it. I guess if they have a bolt in their hand, they can kill my Soldier plus 1 the Elspeth. Electrolyze, Snap Electrolyze is what we play around. I suppose if they do this, I'm not gonna field them. We'll wait. So I want to use the Celestial Colonnade to block, probably. Yeah, I probably want to use the Celestial Colonnade to block. Yeah, this is 1 to the token, 1 to Elspeth. They have 6 cards in their hand here, so like, you know, if they can answer the Elspeth, sticking it deep inside someone. Activate my Celestial Colonnade. Attempt to eat your Snapcaster Mage. If they have Cryptic Command plus Bolt here, we could have been in trouble, baby. But, like, again, like, they need to beat these tokens we have on board, too, right? You got me. You got me. Unsleeved Black Lodi. Lordy. Oh no, chat! They're sculpting our minds! How could we ever possibly win? They have Jace the Mind Sculptor! Somebody on Reddit told me that they were gonna have to reban Jace the Mind Sculptor. He's too strong. He's too strong, chat. We can never win. Oh no! Oh no! Big little Gids, too. Love me some little Gids. All right, let's start by attacking Jace with... All right, let's attack Jace with 3. Yeah, let's attack Jace with 4. Let's attack them with 2. Attack them with Snapcaster. This way, if they have double bolt, the Jace still dies. I think this is the conservative line. The Gatewatch is here, chat. Oh no. Yeah, I think Black-White Tokens is a fine deck. When they were hoping to remand my Elspeth and we play Jace the Mind Sculptor instead. Okay, gotta put it. Are we done yet? Why are we still here? What are we doing? Elspeth isn't dead. She's just taking a rest. Elspeth is just taking a rest. Elspeth is just taking a rest, chat. Taking a sabbatical. Getting some time off. She's finally using all that PTO she's been saving up. I mean, you could describe most modern decks as they're great when they work, but feel bad when they don't. It's like Modern the format. This is their third Jace the Mind Sculptor, chat. I don't understand how we could possibly win the game. Does anybody have any suggestions how we could possibly keep up with our opponent's powerful Planeswalker? it's completely unreasonable that Wizards of the Coast has unbanned Jace the Mind Sculptor. Just completely unreasonable. It's just not even fair. I'm just attacking them with everything, right? Yeah. I almost thought about attacking Jace. I did almost think about attacking Jace, but then I looked at their health total. Yes! 3-2! We did it. We did it. We did it. Hooray! All right. I don't know if I have super specific feedback on blue-white control. This is just such a... Like, we kind of gave my opinions and feelings on it as we went through the league, right? It's like kind of a middling power level deck that's like, if you enjoy playing like true control decks, like tap out control style decks in Modern, this is probably a very reasonable deck choice for you, but I don't think that this deck really has the overall power level of a deck that I'm looking to play in Modern. Someone in chat just said Jeskai is better in Modern, and I'm going to be gracious and not time them out for being non-specific. I do agree that in general, Jeskai is better than blue-white control because Jeskai control is able to pivot and be aggressive better than this deck is. So one of the things that you need to be able to do in Modern is that you're generally rewarded for being proactive, and Jeskai control has a lot of these similar responsive elements, but it also has the ability to pivot and kill the opponent very quickly in a flurry of Snapcaster Mages and Lightning Bolts. So that's one of the reasons why Jeskai control is really, really nice and pretty successful recently. Your bad matchups with blue-white control are yourself, right? The matches that you're losing are the ones where your answers don't line up properly into their threats. And Jeskai control has the advantage of when your answers don't line up properly into their threats, you can just kill them, right? Like in this deck, when my opponent's playing Ad Nauseam, my Path to Exiles don't do anything. In Jeskai control, when my opponent's playing Ad Nauseam, I can bolt them, Snapcaster bolt them, and start attacking. Right? Like that's the difference between the two. We just did a $25 donation there. A donation to play Rug Eternal Command with a little extra democracy sprinkled on top. Some kind of Time Wizard. Thank you very much for the donation. Yeah, this looks fine. In the future, just a friendly recommendation that you should double check with me and make sure I'm willing to play something before donating for it, but this is acceptable. Occasionally I do turn down donation deck lists if they look a little bit too out there. I'll get that one added right in there to the queue. Thank you very much for the donation. I think the Bring to Light Scapeshift variants are okay. I've never been particularly impressed with the straight team or Scapeshift variations. What are we doing next? We're gonna play some green-black Tron next. So like D Agronaut, the question you just asked me is like, do you want mustard on that without telling me what that is? Like, you know, I probably don't want mustard on a wide range of things, but on a specific subset of things, mustard sounds okay. So like, I think once so far somebody donated for something I was like, no, we're not playing that. I don't reject a ton of things, but there's a non-zero amount of deck list people send me that I say, no, that's not gonna happen. Mustard goes on everything. All right, let's try some green-black Tron. Twitch chat really hates Tron, so I'm interested to see if we lose a bunch of viewers here when we pull the cards out. I actually really like this build of green-black Tron. It's like kind of mostly mono green Tron in the main deck, and then it's got the good discard spells in the sideboard for making the combo matchups better. I like that this deck has 3 Ulamogs in the main deck as well. I think the 3 Ulamogs sound really hot. Ulamog's just like your best top deck with this archetype a lot of the time. So like having a bunch of them to top deck 2 seems great. You don't really have any black spells in the main, so you don't need the swamp in the main deck. Like, you have just this as a black spell. I can name at least 4 times you were rejected by deck choices. That's true. Grab some cards here from the sponsor. We'll be good to go. I mean, there's a bunch of black spells right here. There's six black spells in the sideboard. There's a bunch of people that'll tell you water isn't wet though. So I guess if you're gonna argue with me that there's 6 black spells that can't be called green black Tron, I'm not gonna interact with you. That probably sounds like a losing proposition. How'd the leagues go? We're doing okay. We've got a bunch of 3-2s. You know, it's modern. Most things 3-2. We just 3-2'd with blue-white control. We're gonna fire up some Tron